Alright, so Ubisoft just finished their conference and yeah. So started off with Just Dance and what really to say? Yeah, I had Queen. That's about it. They had people dancing. The game wasn't really shown. They weren't really playing it. They were just kind of dancing. People were walking out. It's not for me. Not for me. They did give a very nice, just quick moment of silence. Like, here's our grievance for the people in Orlando. Like that. It's very nice. Aisha Tyler was back. Hashtag Girlwood. They did everything again. Then they started talking about Ghost Recon Wildlands. This was something they showed at the end of the Ubisoft Conference for last year. And it doesn't look too bad. Like what I've seen so far, it seems like it's going to be a pretty cool co-op game. And I don't know if it's a game that'll really work that well in single player. But of the co-op, it looks pretty fine. One thing that does suck about it is well, this isn't a game problem, but one thing that Ubisoft always does, and I never really know why they do it, but they always seem to just get this fake dialogue for their demos. Like if you watch this clip, it's pretty much these guys, like they're always like, all right, Tango left, you got one on your 4. Like nobody plays the game like that. Nobody talks like that when they play these games. Like it sounds so forced and like it doesn't sound authentic. It always like I find it funny, but it's like, man, they need to change that up. So they showed their demo. It looked pretty nice. Then they went into South Park: The Fractured But Whole. They went into all different things. They started showing off gameplay. They showed how the combat system's gonna work. Some of the different classes you'll be able to pick from, and a little bit into the story, which is pretty cool. That one is actually one of probably the better games I saw of the Ubisoft conference. It looks very good. Like I really enjoyed the Stick of Truth, so I'm itching to play this one. It comes out this December, so it gives me a lot of stuff to play later this year. This and probably I'm still faking it. It's not even like decided, but that Kingdom Hearts 2.8 game, unrelated to Ubisoft, but that's coming out December. I have a feeling. Yeah, South Park looks really good. Go check that out. That is looking very promising. Oh yeah, and if you pre-order the game, every copy comes with a digital code for a Stick of Truth for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So pretty cool. So then they brought out this guy again from last year. He always looks very short compared to Aisha Tyler. Like he really should not stand next to her. But they talked about Division. It's getting 3 new costumes to celebrate Ubisoft's 30-year anniversary. Throughout the year, there's going to be a bunch of Division expansions. I never played the Division. I played the beta for a bit, but I never played the full game. So it's all right, but just not for me. So it's cool for those who play the Division. Hopefully they actually fix some stuff. I remember reading some stuff got changed and it wasn't that good. So apparently there's going to be a few expansions. So this is when they went into their VR game, and this actually was a pretty cool demo. They had Palmer Luckey out, they had the Hawaiian squad, and they had the Red Wedding squad. And they played this VR game where pretty much you're an eagle and you have to capture the flag. You capture something from their side and you return back to your post, and it actually looked pretty fun. I'm just curious how you play it, because you can see in one team they have Xbox One controllers, but what I've heard before, they were talking about it in the Ubisoft pre-show, you move your head to control. So I really don't know like if there's multiple controller options or what. But I'm pretty psyched to check this game out. Apparently it's going to be coming on all VR platforms. So PSVR, Vive, Oculus. So it's going to be a pretty cool one to check out. They then segued into their next game, the Star Trek VR game. They got LeVar Burton out, they had Carl Urban, and they didn't really show like gameplay. They showed little snippets of it. so you can't really get a good feel of what you're going to be doing in that game. Like, you're going to be controlling stuff and all that, but I have to really see more of that one. Apparently it comes out pretty soon this fall, and it'll be on all platforms VR. I'm just really interested in the price. Like, that's what I really want to know. Like, it seems like a cool idea, but I'm hoping it's not overpriced. It seems like something that's cool in like a short burst, and not something that's like worthy of like a $60 price. Then Aisha interviewed LeBlar, and it went on way too long. They had him interview about the game and all sorts of stuff, and as you can see, they talked for a bit. So then they transitioned into For Honor. They showed more of this game. They showed it last year at Ubisoft's conference and went a little bit into it. This was another look at the single player, which they never showed. Oh yeah, this guy's awesome. Like, go watch this. This dude needs to narrate everything at E3. This dude has an awesome presentation voice and pretty sick beard. But gameplay For Honor is looking pretty good. Like, it's looking right up my alley for that kind of game. Like, kind of like a beat 'em up, and like I'm really interested in it. It's looking pretty sweet so far. Just play out quick. So For Honor is what they showed. They ended it with the samurai fight. Let me go back actually, because that actually was pretty cool. Oh, too late now. So Grow Home is getting a sequel called Grow Up. I never finished the original Grow Home, so I'm going to have to finish that eventually now, since the sequel is coming out pretty soon. But I played, it was actually pretty cool. It's a nice little indie game. This part, I don't know what happened. I left for a bit and I came back and these two guys are walking. But what this was for the track. This was for the Trials game, the Trials Blood and Dragon game. These guys walked out with the meat suits on. It was pretty ridiculous. But new Trials expansion that came out today, which I had a bingo list of things that were going to be like things that I expected to see, and this was one of them. A game that's announced at the show that ends up being out the same day. So that's out as of right now, and I haven't heard much on it, but apparently it's the same Trials. They brought out Frank Marshall. He's the producer for the Assassin's Creed movie. Another section that went on way too long. Like, I know they gotta talk about the Assassin's Creed movie because it's coming out this year, but they did not have to focus so much on it and then show like an extended look at the movie. Like, it really just dragged on. So then they went into their demo of Watch Dogs 2, which I'm really half and half on this game. Like, on one half, it's like, okay, there's some cool things inside of it, but then I hear the dialogue and I really just see what happened with Watch Dogs 1 and how, like, it really was disappointing. Like I'm gonna give it maybe a chance, but it's probably gonna be a rent. I don't see myself spending $60 on it. But yeah, showed Watch Dogs 2, had some interesting stuff. Had a pretty good song queue in there. It had some Run the Jewels. I was getting down over here. They showed a trailer for Watch Dogs 2, and the trailer was pretty good actually. It was nicely edited, and it was actually much better than the trailer they showed last week, which I finally did see. I didn't see it in this conference, but it's looking pretty good. So then they ended it off with the last game of the conference, a brand new IP, which really is having people divided. This game's called Steep. It's a open world sports game where you can ski, you can snowboard, you can do pretty much a lot of things. And it is looking pretty cool. Like, it's pretty much the closest thing I'm going to get to an SSX game, because EA has pretty much killed that franchise. So it's looking pretty neat. It has some cool stuff in there. Like, I'm liking the little multiplayer component. I'm liking all the little things they're adding in there. The only thing I'm hoping, and this is something I always have to really think about now with Ubisoft, is will it look like this when I buy the game on launch? Because there's always that thing, the Ubisoft downgrade. And I always really get scared sometimes with Ubisoft games, but I really think it really depends on the game and the studio. Like South Park Stick of Truth, how I saw it the first time is how it looked when I got the game. And Ubisoft's indie studio, the one that do the indie games, those turn out great. So I'm hoping this turns out fine because I'm actually really interested in this game. Like a new IP is actually something I'm really happy to see. Like of all the E3s and all the reboots and sequels, like it's always great to see a new IP come because you always need something new at E3s. Like it's always cool to see like the return of old series and all this, but I like to see new stuff, see new series start and that. So Steep, it's looking all right. Hopefully it's good. That's all I'm hoping for. And that was the Ubisoft conference. Not too bad. I expected much worse, really. Especially after last year. Last year, Ubisoft and EA had tremendously bad conferences. But this one wasn't bad. They showed off some games. They had cringeworthy moments, like those two sausage guys and some of Aisha Tyler's jokes and the dancing from Just Dance. But it wasn't bad. They at least showed games. The only thing I will say that was really a negative is those interviews really went on way too long, and the conference just felt like it should have kind of been shortened a bit. Like if they'd cut the interviews down a bit and maybe some of the gameplay demos, and then it would have been nice. I think like a good 90-minute conference would have been doable, and it would have been fine at that pace. But overall, it's a C for me, which is weird. Like it being like, oh man, you just keep giving C's to every game. But it like a C is not a bad like score for a conference. Like it's just kind of in the middle. Like it's not bad. They showed some stuff, but it's cool. So that was my little recap of the Ubisoft conference. I am literally 30 minutes away from the Sony conference. So I'm gonna get ready right now. I'm gonna get this up, and I am ready to watch the Sony conference. I'm ready for whatever they have to show. I'm going to lower my expectations. Like, it's really hard for them to top last year's, but we'll see. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.